A wall of fear, the Atlantic Wall and its shadow over Europe. The Atlantic Wall, conceived in the early 1940s, was a massive undertaking to fortify the western coast of Europe against an Allied invasion. Stretching over 1,500 miles, it was a series of interconnected defenses tailored to the geography and strategic importance of each location. Comprised of bunkers, artillery batteries, minefields and beach obstacles, it was intended to be an impenetrable barrier against an Allied invasion. The wall's construction required vast resources and labor, reflecting the Nazi regime's fear and desperation. Today, the remnants of the wall stand as silent witnesses to the past, a reminder of the immense effort and suffering that went into their creation. Despite the immense effort, the wall failed to stop the Allied invasion. The D-Day landings marked the beginning of the end for the Atlantic Wall. Hitler's dire predictions, the genesis of a fortress Europe. The genesis of the Atlantic Wall can be traced back to Adolf Hitler's deep-seated fear of an Allied invasion of mainland Europe. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of trench warfare during World War I, Hitler was determined to avoid a repeat of such a protracted and bloody conflict. In 1942, with the tide of war turning against Nazi Germany, Hitler issued Directive 40, ordering the construction of a fortress Europe. This heavily fortified line, stretching along the entire Atlantic coast, was intended to repel any Allied attempt to gain a foothold on the continent. The Atlantic Wall was not merely a defensive measure, it was a psychological weapon designed to intimidate the Allies and break their resolve. Hitler believed that the sheer scale of the fortifications would deter the Allies from attempting an invasion altogether. From blueprint to reality, the Herculean task of construction. The construction of the Atlantic Wall was a colossal undertaking requiring massive resources, manpower and logistical coordination. Thousands of engineers, architects and laborers were mobilized to bring Hitler's vision of an impenetrable fortress to life. The project was plagued by shortages, delays and logistical nightmares. Concrete, steel and even captured enemy equipment were used to create a formidable barrier. Bunkers of varying sizes and purposes were constructed to withstand heavy bombardment, and house troops, artillery and ammunition. German soldiers, conscripted laborers and prisoners of war were forced to toil under harsh conditions. Section 4, the Atlantic Wall's multifaceted defenses. A glimpse into its arsenal. The Atlantic Wall was a complex network of fortifications stretching over 2,400 miles from Norway to Spain. It included thousands of bunkers, gun emplacements and beach obstacles. Designed to create a layered defense, it featured beach obstacles, minefields, barbed wire and bunkers. Overseen by Organization Todt, the construction involved hundreds of thousands of workers, including forced laborers. Beach obstacles like wooden stakes, metal tripods and concrete tetrahedrons were used to damage or destroy landing craft. Combined with mines and barbed wire, these obstacles created a deadly maze for invading forces. Inland, bunkers and artillery batteries provided the backbone of the defenses, strategically placed to cover the beaches. Concrete giants, the mighty bunkers of the Atlantic Wall. These bunkers were symbols of Nazi Germany's military might, stretching from Norway to Spain. Constructed from reinforced concrete and steel, they housed weapons and personnel, crucial for defense. Observation posts detected enemy movements. They coordinated artillery fire and directed reinforcements. Heavy artillery guns fired massive shells miles out to sea. Machine gun nests provided flanking fire. Camouflaged positions blended with terrain. Interconnected trenches and tunnels formed a deadly network. Massive walls, several meters thick, made them difficult to destroy. Even direct hits often failed, leading to brutal close-quarters combat.